got it?
Mic check 1, 2.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. UMass, Metro State, Promenade Center, Westminster, Colorado. Day 4 of the BMHC Classic. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. Mic check. UMass taking on Metro State. Day number 4, BMHC Classic here from the Ice Center at the Promenade. Welcome in, everybody, to the Ice Center at the Promenade here in Westminster, Colorado. Game number 4 of the BMHC Classic, Metro State and UMass-Amherst. Welcome into the stream, everybody. I'm Drew Galliard, producing and color commentating with me this morning, Brendan Price. And on camera, we have Douglas Sheffield. Also want to give a thank you to the MSU media team here. Digital media manager Brandy Rose, photography and media Lexi Burns, Jaylee Kennedy, and Jake Kendall Perry as well. As we're getting set here, Metro winning the game on Friday against Cal Berkeley and falling in a tough one on Saturday night versus Northeastern. 2-1 was the final on that one. And yesterday against GCU, that was another tough one as the final score officially 5-2. There was a goal that went in right at the buzzer, and after we did some digging, apparently it did count. So kind of unfortunate just for the goal differential's sake here for Metro State, but that was a good game last night as well, as GCU jumped out to a lead. Metro able to answer, made it a one-goal hockey game, and then a goal with 28 seconds left in the second period just took all the wind out of the sails there for Metro State, and unfortunately couldn't recover here. So trying to end the weekend with a split on a good note against a very good UMass team here before the next game, which is a biggie on Friday afternoon against Wyoming, with playoffs coming up here for Metro State, just trying to get some momentum and hold on to it as we enter the witching hour of this regular season. Let's get you the starting lineups here this morning for UMass. On the forward side, Matthew Carrera, number 14, Elias Halunga, number 28, and Christian Rosa, number 37. Back on defense, Liam Scanlon, number 3, Nate Carlson, number 25. And in between the pipes, Samuel York. Thing to note as well, Elias Halunga is a Golden, Colorado native, playing for UMass here, along with Liam Scanlon, Telluride, born and raised for Scanlon. So good little homecoming from them. I'm sure their family's very excited to have him back in the state as well. On the Metro State side, on the starting lineups here, Hank Cash on left wing, number 7. Number 29, Zach Jensen, centering, and Matt Clift, the senior forward. He's going to start on right wing. Back on defense, you have Preston Tafoya, number 22, Henry Waldorf, the brand new player here for the Roadrunners. And in between the pipes, Patrick Loeffler, who has started every game here this weekend, as we head into game number 4 here from the Ice Center at the Promenade. Also very exciting, we were able to get a national anthem singer this morning, which is going to be great. Hopefully gets the boys buzzing a little bit. I know we need it up here at the booth. I think we're both, 2 coffees in, Brendan?
Minimally. It's, we joke all the time, right? The players are the ones that play the games. They have the legs. They've done 4 and 4. We're up here doing 4 and 4 as well. And, again, pop this in the chat. Are experiencing some frame rate issues. Our internet also seems to be doing 4 and 4. It's struggling a little bit this morning, so appreciate everybody's patience as we try and get that ironed out throughout the telecast.
It's not a live broadcast unless something goes horribly wrong, every once in a while. We were blessed with as many people in the building this weekend. We actually had some decent internet access. And then, of course, the day where not a lot of people in the building, we experience it. So, again, please bear with us. Brendan is a heck of a producer, and we'll get it as we get started here for the starting lineups of the national anthem. We're going to, the audio's not as great, but again, for the national anthem here, we'd love to keep the mics open and turn it over to the public address announcer here from the Ice Center.
The starting lineup for the UMass-Amherst is going to be number 3, Liam Scanlon, Nate Carlson, number 28, Elias Halunga, number 37, Christian Rosa, number 14, Matt Carrera, and number 30, Sam York. Now for your Metro State Roadrunners, number 19, Preston Tafoya, number 22, Henry Waldorf, number 7, Hank Cash, number 29, Zach Jensen, number 37, Matt Cliff, and Please welcome Marcy Baruch to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sings us that star-spangled banner yet waving o'er the land of the free, and the
Back in, everybody, from the Ice Center at the Promenade here in Westminster, Colorado. Game number 4 of the BMHC Classic here as the Metro State Roadrunners taking on the UMass-Amherst Minutemen. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Drew Gallagher, alongside me producing and color commentating Brendan Price, partner in crime here on camera, Douglas Sheffield. As we get ready here, like I said, game number 4, final one for the weekend before heading back to conference play, gearing up for the playoffs here for the Roadrunners. After beating Cal Berkeley on Friday, dropping 2 straight to Northeastern University, as well as GCU yesterday, Roadrunners just trying to get things going here. Got to start hot, start fast. That was the problem that they had yesterday, Brendan, against GCU, with the Antelope scoring just 28 seconds into the game.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is both of these teams are kind of in an interesting spot coming into play tonight. Both of them have been very up and down, some highs and lows this weekend, and now it's going to be these two teams trying to pick up a second win on the weekend to close out their BMHC Classic in style.
Puck is dropped, and we are underway here in the state of Massachusetts on the chest here. as we get underway. And again, Brendan, give me your keys to the game. Obviously, starting hot. Where's some more keys to the game here for?
You know, I think for Metro State, you really want to see more effectiveness out of the power play. It was a big donut in that column yesterday, and frankly, that was the difference in the loss to Grand Canyon. You think about if they get some more power play opportunities to fall their way, instead of falling, they might have the W at the end of the day.
Back the other way, here comes Metro State. Hank Cash with it, bringing it over the blue line, dumps it in, trying to chase after it, unable to get there. As I mentioned during the starting lineups, a couple of Colorado natives on this UMass squad. Both got the start here today. Elias Halunga from Golden, as well as Liam Scanlon from Telluride. Mentioned, I'm sure their families are excited to have him back here. As in over the blue line, taking a shot there was Halunga. It goes up into the netting and out of play. So for both teams here early, couple of shot attempts hitting the net, but the wrong one up and out of play here. Face off to the right side of Patrick Loeffler. Started every game here this weekend. Played very well. The game yesterday, a couple of goals he wanted back for sure, but only can do what you got to do. Sorry about that, everybody. And once again, we are experiencing some technical difficulties here in the booth. Brendan is vigilantly trying to get that fixed, and we're experiencing some video issues and some audio drops here as well. It's just really funny how the last 3 days we've had a full rink. This is a 3-sheet ice rink here at the Ice Center of the Promenade. All 3 sheets have been full all weekend. And today, when we're the only game going on, now we experience the technical issues. And Brendan, it's not a live broadcast unless something goes wrong.
Yeah, live production is, 99% planning and hoping for the best.
And planning for the absolute worst.
Yeah.
UMass bringing it back in. Here comes Porter. Porter hit hard alongside the boards there by Colton Gorsuch. And now the breakout here, 2-on-2. Jackson Tillinghast over the blue line. He's got McLeod. Tillinghast looking. Shot. Scores! Jackson Tillinghast, the leading goal scorer for this Roadrunners squad, puts them up 1-0 here, 2:10 into the first period for MSU, and that's a good way to do it. Jackson Tillinghast been strangely quiet as well this weekend, as TJ McLeod's had a hot hand as well. And also, I apologize, my voice is a little more hoarse than I thought it was going to be this morning. And this takes me back to the old Western States Hockey League days, doing the showcase in Las Vegas. And just doing 5 games a day for 4 straight days. And man, it was a lot easier in our mid-20s, Brendan.
Yeah, age catches up to you in a hurry, and you're never going to know that any sooner than trying to call multiple games over multiple days. We're not the same youthful, exuberant folks we once were.
We can still get down. We can't get back up.
That, indeed, is a struggle. Let me tell you, just trying to navigate the broadcast table up here, I can feel the blocks in my legs.
Face-off won there by Metro. Now back the other way. Here comes Clift. Got a chance to catch up with Matt Clift here before the game as well. Kind of asked him how the weekend was taking a toll on everybody, and he gave me a one-word answer: tired.
Yeah.
Tired, sore, and ready for the weekend to be over, but not because you're not happy about it, but it's a lot. It's a lot for us as the broadcasters, but man, for these players as well. The last 2 games especially, Northeastern was a very physical team, and GCU and MSU with a little bit of a heated rivalry. And those 2 games back-to-back, it's going to take your toll on you physically.
Well, and we've talked about this throughout the weekend, that you start the weekend off and you're playing a relatively normal Friday night, Saturday night, 24 hours kind of turnaround. But as this tournament gets to Sunday and Monday, those turnarounds get tighter and tighter. The Roadrunners finished up last night just before 6 p.m., and they had to be back here in the rink by about 9:30 this morning. So you really weren't looking at more than 12 to 15 hours of turnaround for the body to rest, for the mind to rest. And UMass-Amherst is in the similar boat, right? They had only about 14 to 15 hours to turn it around and get ready for this morning.
Well, and traveling, too, for this UMass squad and every other team that has come in not only here to Westminster, but also there were games up in Fort Collins, games in Greeley, games down here in Denver and Westminster. So it takes a toll on all these players, and I can only imagine if MSU is this tired, how some of these other teams feel, Brendan.
Yeah, I mean, you're 4 days away, not your bed, not your routine. That's why playing on the road is so challenging.
We're going to have a face-off here to the right side of Samuel York, 5'10" goalie from Ipswich, Massachusetts. Tied up N1 by UMass, but stolen away there in the corner by Rose. Back up the other way, Cale Hall puts a shot on, kicked away, picked up Rose, bad angle, or sharp angle shot, excuse me. And a glove save there by York. We want to get another whistle here. Shots, Brendan, 5-0 in favor of the Roadrunners here about 4 minutes into this game.
And that's been a reversal of the tide for the start of the weekend. We mentioned Friday against Cal, the Roadrunners were outshot in the opening 4 minutes. Sunday against Grand Canyon, they were outshot in the opening 4 minutes. And so it's good to see Metro State getting out to a faster start in terms of generating, especially 5-on-5. You know, we harped on the power play in the pregame, but I mean, as much as it's great to succeed on the man advantage, your 5-on-5 play's got to be buttoned down, and that starts with retaining possession in the O-zone.
Absolutely, and you know, we talked as well about specialty teams. Friday and Saturday, Metro State able to get a goal in each one of those games on the man advantage. 0 for 7 last night against GCU, and not taking anything away from GCU. They had a pretty darn good hit there. Oh my goodness, from Colton Gorsuch right at the blue line. But GCU has a heck of a power play. But you want to win hockey games more often than not, you got to find some points on the power play. As no opportunities yet for either team. We are 5 minutes into this first period of play. Gorsuch tied up there. Looking at power play numbers, specialty team numbers rather, for Metro State coming into this weekend. Unfortunately, apologies, don't have the updated stats. But coming into this weekend, last in the BMHC with a 22.2% on the power play. Second, though, in the penalty kill at 61.4%. So good penalty and killing squad. Did a great job staying out of the box, especially yesterday against a GCU squad, which, again, there's some bad blood between those two teams. And Metro State, I think, did a great job playing disciplined hockey yesterday.
Yeah, and you know, we talked, again, some of that discipline, the early slow start. The other thing, too, to keep in mind as the morning progresses, it's not just the players, it's not just the bride. The ice surface is tired, too. It has been going nonstop here in the green rink for the better part of 4 days, and no matter how many times you zam cut it, the ice hasn't been able to really rest. And no. I mean, case in point, right, we had the morning game here, Utah, Grand Canyon. They cut the ice, got these two teams out for warm-ups. So you may see the puck moving a little bit slower when it's down on the ice.
And a lot more bouncing, too. Mm-hmm. And like example on that last play, you saw the puck kind of wobbling a little bit. And we also mentioned this weekend, a key for Metro is they love the cross-ice passes, the long stretch passes across the middle. And it's been really tough for them to settle the puck down. As the puck in on Loeffler, rebound, comes out and it's kicked away. It's been tough on Metro to get those clean breakout passes. It's tied up in that far side corner now. Tillinghast with the first goal here of this game for the Roadrunners. Shot goes in on Loeffler. Second shot of the game there for the Minutemen. We'll get a whistle here. 13:46 left to go in the first period. Going to be to the right side of Loeffler. Face off one by UMass. Shot blocked in front. Picked up there by Hall. Sending up and on out. Excuse me, that's TJ McLeod, the captain. Last night was senior night for Metro State. And McLeod, again, your captain here for the Roadrunners, was able to get a goal on senior night. It's good to see. Another good hit there by McLeod. Roadrunners coming out physical today. Something we saw a lot of in the last couple games, but good to see early on here in the first period.
I mean, this is a real statement opportunity for Metro State against a UMass team that came into this tournament, Drew. They were fourth in the Northeast region, and they've got some very tough opponents. It's been, as we mentioned off the top of the telecast, a bit of a rough and tumble 4 games for UMass here. They got one win. They took Weber State to the wire on Friday, lost 3-2. GCU upended them yesterday, or on Saturday, my apologies. So, I mean, they've faced some really tough competition, and They've competed well. It's just the wins haven't quite worked out. They got a nice overtime win yesterday. Sideropoulos with, frankly, the snipe of the tournament.
Oh, it was a beauty. I mean, in overtime, 3-on-3 hockey, and it went far side bar. And it was a great shot. As a shot there by Halunga goes through the crease up the near side as we near the 12-minute mark here. Some offensive zone pressure here. Cerruti put the shot on, goes wide, tipped in front, saved by Loeffler.
That was a great tip in front. What UMass wanted to do there, continue to kind of move, weave around Loeffler, create traffic and uncertainty. And at that juncture, all you need is that slight little tip and redirection, and it almost snuck under the left pad of Patrick Loeffler.
And again, Loeffler started every game this weekend and played very well. I mentioned yesterday there were a couple you wanted back, but he's been playing solid. And we talked a little bit about Metro's record here so far this year. Very unlike head coach Brady Reynolds' squad. Got a slow start, dealt with a lot of injuries early on as another tip goes up into the netting. So you got to navigate those injuries, and got off to a slow start, but picking it up as of late here. As long road stretch as well from November 6th all the way to Friday. Metro State didn't have a single home game.
Yeah, the Metro State, one of the teams that can at times, especially during the holidays, right? It's a shared facility, it's a shared rink, and so sometimes facilities are loath to give up prime public skate hours in order to accommodate a team playing a home game, right? We've seen that with the University of Northern Colorado in the past as well.
Yeah, UNC would have those 9 p.m. starts. It was brutal. UMass 2-on-1 shot, they score. Good snipe there by Brendan Turgi. The 6', 170 forward out of Canton, Massachusetts. And at the 11:58 mark, we are tied at 1.
You mentioned the snipe by Torgy there. What I really liked about it was he kind of drove in from that left wing, made the defenseman make a decision to commit, tried to take away the pass. Torgy able to rip that snapshot past Patrick Loeffler. And we talked about these are two teams very much fighting to get a second win and finish off the Classic on a high note. Love that response from UMass-Amherst there to tie the game at 1.
Absolutely. Off the far side boards now. UMass still with it. Another shot kind of snuck across the crease. Minutemen love those shots on goal. They're trying to get tips and tip drills.
And that's, those are the kinds of goals that this time of year, right? You talk about that push for conference playoffs, regional playoffs, St. Louis, et cetera, et cetera. Those are the kind of greasy, grimy goals that you really need to generate because the ice tightens up. You just don't know how many true scoring opportunities you're going to get.
As there's a takeaway, shot, rebound, they score again here. Just moments later off the rebound, Dominic Bocelli put the Minutemen up 2-1 here.
And again, right there, a grimy, greasy goal. The first shot, Loeffler kick save with the left pad, left that rebound on a little bit of a platter, break down in the defensive zone with the support, wide open guy on the near side post, and Bocelli makes it 2-1 UMass lickety split.
27 seconds later to be exact here.
Yeah, lickety split is an unofficial broad measurement.
Bocelli, the 6'3" forward from Ashland, Massachusetts. And now, all of a sudden, you start with all the momentum from Tillinghast. And all of a sudden, in the span of less than 30 seconds, you got some work to do here as it's 2-1 in favor of UMass. Shots 7-5 in favor of the Minutemen as well now. Metro has been without a shot pretty much for the better part of the last 5 minutes or so. That could change here, though. Coming back the other way. Labulio up to McLeod. McLeod, right circle, centering feed. And Labulio got his stick, that was Jackson Tillinghast, got his stick lifted. Trapped in behind the net, in over the blue line, slap pass up the far side. Chased after by Tillinghast, couldn't get a stick on it. In over the blue line comes Cerruti. Takes it in deep, Cerruti chasing after Henry Waldorf.
He had a really good game Cerruti did on Friday against Weber State.
And an opportunity for Tillinghast and a blocker save. That broke the shotless streak here. And yeah, Brendan, you and I have watched a lot of the UMass games here this weekend, and they've played some really, really good hockey here.
They have, and in a lot of ways, such is life, right? You look at where they're at in this tournament. They were darn unlucky to not beat Weber on Friday. They played a really good game, weathered an early 2-0 deficit, fought back, tied the game, and an early goal in the third period was the difference maker. Battled back in a seesaw affair yesterday against Utah State to win in overtime. That could be a slash. Yeah, typically when someone's stick gets whacked out of the arms, it's difficult for the officials to not make that call.
A little bit. And we mentioned Metro State trying to do a good job staying out of the box here. And the guilty party is Hank Cash. So 9:45 in the first period of play. And the Roadrunners headed to a penalty kill. New York Life, your future built with confidence. Financial decisions are easier with a partner by your side. New York Life's agents and advisors take the time to understand your goals and dreams so you can build the future you imagine. Visit us at www.newyorklife.com. Top of the blue line, first power play opportunity for UMass. Top of the far circle here. Couldn't see the number, my apologies. Captain for this squad, number 17, Michael Dunning with it. Top of the point, far circle now. Dropped it off, looking, shot, gets blocked away. Picked up again, near corner. Sent back in behind the net. Turgey.
And you see Metro still staying in that box, but what they're doing is they're not. Good save by Loeffler. Excellent work there to keep the rebound away from a dangerous spot as well.
Another good save there by Loeffler. And Bryce Margolis able to get his body in the way there. Top of the point.
Fire drill.
Haskell. Far circle. Another shot and a glove save, and Loeffler says enough is enough. We're going to relax for a second. 1 minute, 9 seconds left to go on the penalty kill here for the Roadrunners.
And the danger there was you saw it after that second rebound from Loeffler. Started to get a little bit of a fire drill on your rotations in that box. Support was trying to scramble, and Loeffler with a very big glove save. Short circuit that piece of tempo for the Minutemen.
Another shot and another save by Loeffler. Comes free. Puck is under a body there. We're going to get a whistle. Trying to avoid any extracurriculars here.
I'm telling you, Patrick Loeffler, watching him in goal, it feels like I'm in a time machine. I mean, the sprawl, the poke check, goes around the world, stacks the pads. I would love to know who he models his game after.
Well, we compared him to Dominic Hasek.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's my comp. I'm curious what his is.
That's a good question to ask. And going back to Weber State as well, Pricer, I'm kind of a little bit bummed as a sharp angle shot kicked away. Gorsuch is there and finally sent all the way down by Peterson. I'm kind of bummed that I didn't get to call any Weber State games. They are a darn good hockey team.
Yeah, I think the word of the weekend for the silver and purple has been wagon. And I mean, they've only lost once in the regular season. Nice takeaway by Tillinghast, shorthanded. Tries to dig that away from Cerruti in the left wing corner. Roadrunners control.
Looking at all of the ACHA D2 going in, I'm not sure if it's fully updated from this weekend, but going into this weekend at least, Weber State 29-0-0, 87 points.
Yeah,
Insane.
They lost in a shootout to Cal. That's it.
Really? Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did. That's insane. They're a good hockey team here. Another someone that surprised me as well is D3, but the University of Nebraska at Omaha as well. A lot of good teams. As a good shot there is MSU's back to full strength. A lot of good teams coming in this weekend for this classic, and it's one of my favorite events of the whole season, other than playoffs, of course, and regionals. But you get so many new teams coming in that you never get to see, we never get to see, and teams never get to play against. And it's a really great event, and the BMHC does a great job with it.
Well, and we talked about it earlier this weekend. The only thing that keeps it from growing anymore is really ice limitations. Good save. Loeffler there with the shoulder. And UMass got those 2 goals in 27 seconds. They got the power play. They're really trying to grab this one by the scruff of the neck early. It's a pretty heavy forecheck as McLeod gets across the UMass line, whips on the first shot.
And we got a note in the chat here. Luffler's mom says Marc-Andre Fleury, the flower.
I can wholeheartedly endorse that.
I absolutely agree. We just need him to stack the pads and do one of the old school windmill saves.
It makes sense, too, when you consider how much Fleury very active about playing the puck outside of the goal. And that's definitely a piece of Patty's game.
Well, I love seeing that as well from goaltenders. Not afraid to come out and play that puck as it's kicked to the corner there by Luffler here. We approach 6.5 left to go in the first period. Still 2-1 in favor of UMass. 13-7 shots on goal here. And the Minutemen have kind of found their rhythm. As Clift, it's a nice little toe drag move to the right circle. Couldn't get a handle on it. Good physical play there by Matt Clift. Got away with a little bit of a cross-check along the boards. Not big enough, or egregious enough, I should say. Go ahead, Brendan. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, one of the things you may see here today, we've talked about it, feels like ad nauseum. It's also likely the 10th or 11th game in 4 days for these officials.
Yes, absolutely.
And so, one of the things that often you'll see at the BMHC Classic, especially on Mondays, is unless things get wildly out of hand, they tend to stuff the whistle in the back pocket a little more than they might otherwise.
Yeah, and we talked about it during the GCU game as an opportunity there by Margolis. Those two teams, heated rivalry, and the referees trying to just keep the peace a little bit. As a good job there by Margolis, sending it in deep.
He's had such a good weekend. You haven't necessarily seen it on the score sheet, but man,
yes.
Saturday and Sunday in particular, every time he was out on the ice, he was an offensive threat.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot, and Margolis, the 6'2", 181 junior from Superior right up the street here in Westminster. He's a tall forward, which you don't see a lot of. Usually forwards are a little shorter and a little shifty and trying to get quick, but having that tall stature, at a forward position to complement your defense. We saw there on that power play, got his body in the way and able to knock that rebound out of the scoring opportunity there for Mass. Boy, you can tell we've done 4 games in 4 days here. My brain just went blank for a second.
Just turned on the blender and let her rip. Oh, nice toe
beautiful
drag.
toe drag there. Turgey couldn't get a clean shot off there. Good defense for Metro. An opportunity possibly for Peterson. Just couldn't get there. It's a heck of a back check by Ethan Porter, number 12.
And those are the things you like to see as a coaching staff on day 4 of this classic.
Turnover there by Waldorf. Another good move by UMass, but even better job by Metro's defense, converging on the puck carrier here. Another opportunity shot, and it goes wide. Up that far side, poked away to Foya, and now back the other way, a 3-on-1. Far side, right circle, looking for the pass, and that was, apologies, couldn't see, that was Jackson Brandhorst. And that was a 3-on-1 situation. Tried to get the pass across, and a good defensive play there by UMass.
A phenomenal defensive play. Waited until Brandhorst was in a position where he is so far out wide that the only option he had was to pass. It's a tough angle to shoot from. The D-man lays out, takes the pass away, and now it's UMass with numbers the other direction.
Another good stick there by Henry Waldorf, the brand new MSU defenseman. Got his first couple points on, was it Friday or Saturday? I think it was Friday, Brendan.
Yep, against Cal.
Against Cal, and another 2-on-1 back the other way. McLeod now. McLeod, who you want to have the puck, centering feed, bouncing puck, shot goes low and wide. Metro's getting some chances here. As puck rattles down, Piper will grab it in his own defensive zone here. Up the far side, looking for Tillinghast. Shot up to Cale Hall. Hall can cross ice, didn't get there. Tillinghast couldn't settle it down, comes back out to the neutral zone. Piper with it. Piper, far side. Cale Hall will one-touch it all the way deep. Chased after there, good hit in that corner. Picked up by Labulio. And 2-on-2 back the other way here. Nealand, his pocket picked. Ooh, good little stutter step there by Braden Piper, the big man, the big D man, as he backhands it into that corner there.
One of the floor monsters there. Took out a Minutemen behind the red line. Again, we talk about it.
Yeah.
The ice is tired, and it's going to be hard to dig in.
Ooh, and a good hit there right at the blue line. That was number 29, Sean Brown, laying the boom. 2 minutes left to go here in this first period of play. Fans, want to invite you to stick around for the first intermission report. Get the highlights here from the first period of play, and get you caught up on the rest of the weekend. And we also have some interviews from senior night that we'll be playing for you guys. And correct me if I'm wrong, but we still have Blake Reinertz, right?
Yes, we still have Blake Reinertz.
That one was a beauty. I loved that one.
We got his, Clifty, Braden Piper. I'm still trying to hunt down the other two, but I also know that we have at least one more home broadcast to be sure to feature those guys. And it's Metro's the kind of team where
The face-off
Look,
one goes
yeah.
wide. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you
I
there.
was just going to say, this is the kind of already, Grand Canyon, that game was different, right? The rivalry, and everyone was kind of on edge. You had the fresh legs, the motivation against Cal. This is kind of the gritty, grimy, fourth day, 4 games. These are the effort games that you want to see Metro State really try and grab a hold of and take advantage of.
Yes. And one thing that I really like about UMass's game right now is they're just shooting the puck.
Yep.
Good things happen when you hit the net, and from the top of the point, side of the net, doesn't matter. They're putting the puck towards the middle there. And Metro State just trying to get things set up. And again, 2 different play styles here. And what I've seen especially, and you can disagree with me if you like, but what I've seen especially from the teams from out east, that's been their prerogative. That has been the game plan. And as opposed to Metro State, head coach Brady Reynolds loves the long game. Again, those stretch passes and getting those odd man rushes. And it's like I said, it's been really cool to see different teams and different strategies all weekend here.
Well, I think in many respects, UMass starting the weekend with Weber State, Providence College starting the weekend with Utah. You almost got a lot of those differences out of the way, and if you're a team like the Minutemen, you can get acclimated to that after dealing with Weber State on Friday.
Yeah.
By the time you get to Monday, it's not a huge, it's not nearly as large of an adjustment leap.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting right down to the last 10 seconds of this first period. Another good block shot and sent wide. Ethan Rose will go pick it up here. 5 seconds left to go. Cross ice feed a little bit too far, and that'll wrap it up the first period of play here as UMass with a 2-1 lead after the opening 20 minutes of play. Shot 16-10 in favor of the Minutemen here. And Brendan, again, a lot of hockey left to play. Metro's getting their chances. Just a matter of keep playing hard. You'll get a bounce eventually.
Yeah, and again, I don't know that I'm thrilled with the first period, but I also don't hate it either. If I'm Brady Reynolds and the Roadrunners, you've hung around the game. Tillinghast with a great goal scorer's goal to take advantage, get you on the board early. And I think it's little things, right? You want to clean up some of the support in front of Patrick Loeffler, not leave those rebounds hanging out. We saw that at times against Grand Canyon yesterday. I think tightening down the hatches in that regard. And look, to your point, you've got 40 minutes of hockey left. Period of the long change, which the Roadrunners like to take advantage
Yes,
of.
absolutely.
On the offensive side is on the other side of the break. So really a lot of options for Brady Reynolds and company.
Well, and we've seen Metro as well, and I'm going to use last night's game as an example against GCU. GCU won the first period in all aspects of the word. Coming out in the second, MSU had total control of that game from the second period onward. It was just a couple bad bounces that kind of derailed the momentum a little bit. But Metro is definitely a second period team. And I'm excited to see what they do. As you mentioned, the long changes for both teams coming out. And Brady Reynolds loves to take advantage of that. So we're going to take a break, come back. We'll bring you that first intermission report, get you all set for the second period action. 2-1 after 1 in favor of UMass here on Price Productions.
If you don't know what your values are, how do you make a good decision about your life?
Oh.
Part of the exercise that I do with my clients, because we start out with kind of a card deck with 52 values. First, they have to just select what even stays on the table and what just do you not
Goes away.
care about.
Okay.
Interesting, recognition is one that always gets rejected. They don't claim to value recognition.
Right. What are the
But
top 5?
Family's a big one. Either wealth or money usually ends up in that.
Is that considered
list.
a value?
It is question what you're aiming for in your life and what's important to you to have in life. I do want to have the money that I need to do the things I want and live the life I want. In that sense, wealth or money becomes a value. Community is a fairly common one that comes up with my clients. Who do they relate to in their larger world? A lot of these values overlap. Clients will instead choose relationships and say family and community fit into relationship. For some clients, education is a top value.
Hydrodig, the premier hydrovac and cathodic protection service provider, servicing the western states since 2009. Don't just dig, Hydrodig.
Colorado Media School. It is an American private institution that instructs students in all areas of broadcast media industry. It's a comprehensive, hands-on program where students are trained by broadcast media professionals currently working in the field. Both teams are back on the ice. Exciting third period underway, and we'll see if the Rams can skate home with a victory and hold on to this one-goal lead. Providence College, a long trip back, I believe, out of for the Big Mountain Classic. Visit Providence Big Mountain Classic out. Providence College all the way out in, New Jersey. New Hampshire rather. Those two mixed up. So long travel from them, and then it's always tough for hockey.
Whenever you guys are ready.
Playing 4 games back to back to back.
I'm here with assistant captain, number 37, Matthew Clift. Senior night coming up. How are you leaving that legacy with the seniors graduating? What kind of emotions come into this game?
I mean, yeah, it's very emotional. Big night for a lot of the seniors for sure. Especially TJ McLeod. I've been playing with him since I was 12 years old. So for him, there's a lot of emotion there going back.
Yeah, and rolling back, we got GCU, who we faced last year in regionals. They're going to come out hot. They got a little bit of bad blood with us from regionals last year. What do you think about that?
Yeah, they're going to come out hard and they're going to want to play and get us back to last year because we stick to our system, stick to our plays.
Exciting night. Happy to have you down here and happy to be able to join you to give this interview. So come tune in to GCU versus Metro this afternoon. Thank you.
Whenever you guys are ready.
Four. Okay. Braden. Okay. Thank you. All good.
You're doing way better than Tuke already. I'm just gonna say.
I had to confirm some stuff.
Yeah, no, that's good reporting. Good reporting.
Braden. Yes. Okay. I'm here with number 4, Braden Piper, senior for Metro State. How's it feel, capping off your hockey career here at Metro State?
Yeah, it feels good. I ended up transferring here this upcoming year and love the team. I'm very happy to end my season with this.
That's amazing. So what would you say, in the past year, favorite memory with the boys have been throughout the year, whether it's game or, road trip, stuff like that?
I think going to the Utah trip was probably the best bus ride I've ever had, so that was a good memory of mine, so happy to have that one in there.
That's awesome. And, capping off, senior night tonight against GCU, what kind of emotions go into this game?
Hopefully not a lot of pressure, but I'm excited to capitalize on a win here on a good senior night in front of the family. So, yeah.
Awesome. Excited to watch you play tonight.
Thank you.
Good senior night.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Kill that.
Welcome back in, everybody, to the Ice Center at the Promenade here in Westminster, Colorado. I'm Drew Galliard. Alongside me here, Brendan Price. After one period of play, the UMass Minutemen both teams, I think, Brendan, in that first period of play, done exceptionally well at a two-way game. I mean, Metros, they played well, especially early on in that period. Just a couple of unfortunate bounces didn't go their way, and they trail heading into the second.
Yeah, and I mean, to that end, I thought UMass did a really good job taking advantage of rebounds. They got an odd man rush, wound up with 2 goals in the back of the net from Turgi and Baselli. And I think at the end of the day, when you look at that from UMass's perspective, you know, we talk so much about Metro. I would look, if I was the Minutemen, and go, we didn't play our best 20 minutes of the weekend, and we still got the 2-1 lead. How can we improve and build on that moving forward?
Absolutely. I'm distracted here, and you know, we get so into the games, and I know the players do, and the coaches do, and the fans do as well, but especially up here in the broadcast booth, we get so into it, we fail to notice some of the little things, and this just kind of warmed my heart here. I'm sitting here watching these kids down at one end of the rink. There's some pucks up in the netting, and all 3 of them are sitting here throwing their hats at this puck to try and knock it down. I tell you, Pricer, it's those little things. I remember being a kid doing the same stuff, you know, at Eagles games, especially up in Loveland. And, oh, man, sometimes hockey comes second. Those memories last forever, man.
They've improved. I think they've got something a little bit.
They have another puck.
Yeah, okay. All right. Industrious over there.
I'm just waiting for Mom or Dad to tell them to knock it off.
I think that's coming shortly. No, and that's, you know, again, you think about the Classic and everything that is this weekend. You know, we've talked about it, that there have been so many teams that they've traveled so well, you know, family, friends, and they've been loud, they've been proud. Yes. And, I mean, even, you know, credit where credit is due, even right before us, Utah, their fans were back out here with all their cowbells for a 9 a.m. puck drop on a Monday. They were still rolling. And that's the other fun thing, to your point. Is, you know, you look at the memories that everybody makes at a weekend like this, a lot of fun.
Well, and I mentioned as well in the pregame, UMass has 2 Colorado natives on their squad, Elias Halunga from Golden and Liam Scanlon from Telluride. And I mentioned as well, I bet their families were super thrilled. They're coming back from UMass, get to see your kiddos. And, oh, sorry, we have a development here. We have a gentleman with a hockey stick who's able to knock a puck down. Looks like he's grabbing the second one. Takes 2 good whacks at it. He's moving it closer, closer. And good puck movement here by this gentleman. Now he's got it stuck, trying to knock it down. Anyway, but yeah, along as well. 2 minutes left to go here in this intermission. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you that second period of hockey, right? That second period of hockey right here on Price Productions. Welcome back in, everybody. The Ice Center at the Promenade here in Westminster, Colorado. I'm Drew Galliard. Alongside me here, Brendan Price on commentary. And we're getting ready for the second period of play. Metro State trailing 2-1 after one period of play. Shot 16-10 in favor of UMass. And we've done a really good job today, Brendan, of getting sidetracked and off topic, and I'm going to do that once again. Looking at these sweaters here for UMass, very unique. I don't think I've ever seen a sweater with just your home state on the crest. I think that's pretty neat.
It's a bold fashion choice, and I think it works.
I agree.
Again, we just want to take a moment. Thank you guys for bearing with us this morning. Again, we're having some frame rate and lag issues, so if the broadcast itself kind of continues on this, we'll make sure we get a nice new uploaded copy available for everyone as soon as possible.
I think we might have some. Did you check the system for any rats or anything?
Man, I'm running out of places to look. I'll tell you that much.
Tafoya trying to sit it in deep and grab it, unable to. And Pricer, you mentioned early in that first period the ice surface, and they just did a fresh cut. You're gonna see. Okay, puck's moving pretty good right now, but it's still a little bouncy.
I was going to say it's still bouncing all over the place. I don't anticipate seeing that change.
We just had a UMass player blow a tire back there. That's Liam Scanlon. Glad he's okay. And once again, the ice surface, and those are scary situations, Pricer. And playing on surfaces like that have been pretty much used nonstop for 14 hours a day, something like that. It wears on you. So anytime you catch an edge there and the turf monster gets you, or ice monster gets you. Face off to the right side of Samuel York, Ipswich, Massachusetts hometown. Zach Jensen lines up, loses the face-off. Good face-off win by Scanlon. As it's sent in deep. Picked up there by Carlson. Carlson wearing a different jersey number here. Instead of his usual 22, he's got the 25 on. One touch pass sent in there by Rosa. Luffler comes out to play it, wraps it around the near side. Matt Cliff waiting for the pass. Jensen with it, carries it, lost a handle on it though. As Haskell had to turn it around. Hank Cash on the forecheck. Haskell still with it. Lost a handle on it. Coming back the other way is Jack O'Neill. Rattled around far side. And Turgey was tied up there by Cale Hall. Here comes Clift. Tried to get a little saucer pass, unable to get there. Good. What a play there by Matt Clift. Juggling the puck over the blue line and called for offside. That's been something we've been having a little trouble with as well, is staying on side here this weekend for Metro. There's something to work on, little things to work on. I'm talking with head coach Brady Reynolds, and that's been kind of, I don't want to say a mantra, but kind of, as we have a penalty call coming up here on UMass. But doing the little things right every day, and you don't have to be perfect all at once, but those little changes over the course of the game, course of practice, course of the season. And head coach Brady Reynolds' third season as Metro head coach. Played here in 2015-16 and was an assistant coach from 18 to 2020, winning as coach in MSU history. First power play now for Metro State. Puck knocked away. We got a foot race now back the other way. UMass getting to it. Poke check there by Luffler and sends it wide. Jack O'Neill was the one that got there first, and he ties it up alongside the boards. In their own defensive zone, Matt Cliff with it. And UMass's fan base here happy with the PK so far. Minute and a half left to go on this one. Clift over the blue line, far side circle. Stops it off the boards, back to himself, trying to send it in deep. Hank Cash is there. Jensen picks it up, far boards. Jensen lost a handle on it, sent all the way down off a referee. Tillinghast gets it, was looking for Matt Cliff. They had to tag up here. And now back the other way is Jensen. As it's sent all the way down, Luffler comes out to play it. A minute left to go on the power play here for Metro State. One touch pass off a stick, chased after there. Here's Labulio. Peterson's there, top of the point. Tillinghast back to Peterson, far circle, near side. Tillinghast, one-timer shot tip, just goes wide. Sent up and all the way down. Tillinghast usually playing at the forward level on the power play, though. We love sitting up there at the point, moving the puck around, kind of quarterbacking things a little bit and getting those one-timers off. Puck's in and deep, Brandhorst chasing after it. Brandhorst, Peterson. Up top here to Tomlin, sends it in deep. Off a stick, sent up but not out. Tomlin whacked at it, does come out though. Good job by Tomlin staying with it. That would have been an easy 2-on-1 there for UMass. 5 seconds left to go in the man advantage. A very aggressive and good penalty kill here by UMass. You got two guys down deep in the offensive zone. Metro just unable to do anything about it. And now both teams 0 for 1 on their respective power plays here. Kept in deep by UMass. Top of the point, far side. Right circle shot, it goes off a body, high and wide. Coming back the other way. Good centerized collision there. Brandhorst and Nathan Carlson. As we have a linesman down and he's hurt. I hope he's okay. A little bit of a collision there up along the boards. Talking to his fellow referees, and he's up skating it off. I'm glad he's okay. Also want to give a shout out to the athletic training staff here for Metro State. Just top notch here. And we've had a pretty good weekend with the coaching staff, the athletic training staff, and everybody here, the media staff as well for Metro State. Touched on that. Brandy Rose, Lexi Burns, Jaylee Kennedy, and Jake Kendall Perry. Always does a fantastic job. Makes my life a heck of a lot easier up here. Sit in deep. Kale Hall tied up alongside the boards. Knocked away free. Near side corner. Fanned on the pass there. It's Bocelli. And now cross ice stretch. That's going to go all the way down. And icing is going to be called. Ethan Porter disagrees with that, as well as the UMass fans to my left. Brendan and I talked about this as well. A lot of really good fans here from home team and visiting team. We've had really good crowds over the last 4 days. Face off to the right side of York. Tied up, won by the Minutemen. Knocked deep, stolen away. Cross ice feed off a stick, goes all the way down here. Picked up to Foya, and Porter lost a wheel there in the offensive zone, but UMass picks him back up. Porter with it. Couldn't get a handle on it. Finally does. Porter. It's his pocket picked there by Labulio. Fluttered up into the defensive zone to Foya's there. And here comes Tillinghast. Tillinghast, one-touch pass. Labulio just couldn't get to it in time. Had a 2-on-1 opportunity, centering feed, nobody home. Comes free to Foya with the pinch down, and it goes all the way down as Waldorf beats it out for the icing. So we'll have an offensive zone face-off here. 14:09 to go. Still 2-1 in favor of UMass. Shot 17-10. And again, fans want to apologize about the technical issues. Brendan Price, my producer here, doing a great job trying to get it all figured out. And as he mentioned, we are recording this as well, and a good hit there by Matt Clift. And we will get it uploaded for you. Another good hit there by Hank Cash. Stolen away. Here come the Roadrunners. Near side, Jensen over the blue line, looking shot off a stick, flutters into the far corner. Tied up, comes free up the near side. Haskell gets to it, stolen away there by Tomlin. And a big collision, and we have a Roadrunner down here, and we're gonna get a whistle. And I gotta see the number here. That was a big, big collision right in front of the UMass bench. And I believe that's number 11, Colton Gorsuch, down on the ice. We're going to take a minute and step aside here, let the athletic trading staff do their thing. 13:29 left to go in the second. We'll be right back here on Price Productions. Welcome back in, everybody, here. Right center of the promenade. That was Colton Gorsuch, who went hard into the boards right in front of the UMass bench. Right in front of the door, actually, so that probably didn't help. He was able to get up and skate back to the bench and be intended to by the athletic training staff. I'm glad he was able to get up and skate off. Stolen away, McLeod, top of the point. Hall, shot tip, just goes wide. Tillinghast, centering feed, side of the cage. Labulio drawn down, and that's going to be a penalty call with 13:01 left to go here in the second period. Fans, thread to needle. Hockey is the best sport in the world. Your jerseys should match that. From mini mite to college, thread to needle designs and manufactures custom hockey jerseys with pro-level quality. Fast turnaround and details that matter. Get your jerseys dialed in at www.threadtoneedle.com. Second power play opportunity here for the Roadrunners. 0 for 1 so far. Zach Jensen lines up to take it as Michael Dunning headed to the box. Matt Clift, top of the point. Tipped in, now back the other way for the Minutemen. Knocked all the way down. TJ McLeod chasing after it. Luffler comes out to play it. Sends it up far side. Tillinghast with it. Here comes Matt Clift down the right side. Over the blue line. Clift pumps the brakes. Lost a handle. And it rattles all the way around to the far corner. Tillinghast with it. Dumps it off behind the net. We have two Roadrunners next to each other. Some room. Jensen. McLeod up to Clift. Clift's pass just flutters off his stick. Back to Clift. Top of the point. Looking. Shot. Safe. Rebound. Comes free. Loose. Still in front. And another backhand attempt just goes wide. Piper sends it up. Clift's going to retreat to the neutral zone here. And Brendan and I mentioned this in that first period of play. The long changes here from both teams on opposite ends of the ice. Got to try and wear them down here if you're Metro State. Up the near boards. 4-on-2 now. McLeod, right circle. McLeod, far side looking for Tillinghast. Pass just off the mark. They'll settle things back down again. Tillinghast, side of the net. Back to Tillinghast, far boards. Jensen, centering free. Rebound, McLeod. Shot, save, and blocked in front. Good defensive play there by UMass. .30 seconds left to go on this power play for Metro State. Up the near side, Hank Cash with a zone here. Or lane, excuse me. Ethan Rose in behind the net. Rose takes a hit in the near corner. keeps possession. Rose, top of the point. Tillinghast with it, looking, shot, tipped, and knocked down and sent all the way down here. Loeffler coming out to play it, 5 seconds left to go. And Metro 0 for 2 on the morning, afternoon, I don't even know what time it is, 12:30. And an icing call here, 10:54 left to go. Face off to the right of Loeffler. Margolis lines up to take the draw, opposite of Christian Rosa. Won by Metro, Tillinghast. The end of a long shift here. Peterson, one touch pass, Margolis. We got another penalty coming up. It's a hard hit alongside the boards as well, and a follow-up here as Cooper Peterson was on the ice. Tillinghast ties his man up, and that's number 3 that came in with a late hit, Liam Scanlon, As Peterson was already on the ice, Scanlon comes in, gives him an extra whack. We'll see what happens and what the call's going to be here at the 10:43 mark. Scanlon went back to the bench, and I wasn't sure who the initial penalty was called on. Coach Reynolds having a conversation with his power play unit here. And it looks like Matthew Carrera headed to the box for UMass, and I think that's going to be the only one here. No, I lied. They did, in fact, get Liam Scanlon. So it's going to be a 5-on-3, it looks like, for Metro State here. And a full 2-minute 5-on-3. I was going to say it'd be a little weird if they didn't get Scanlon, and my apologies here, I didn't see that we had Peterson in the box. So it'll be a 5-on-4 power play here. I think they got matching minors there for the scuffle, and then Scanlon in late. No, my apologies. Scanlon was in with the scuffle with Peterson. Carrera with the penalty call. So another power play opportunity here for Metro State. Their third of the second period here. And just got to try and settle something down and get some opportunities here. Still being outshot 15-17 as Matt Cliff retreats to his own defensive zone. Tillinghast is there. Cliff out to Tillinghast with speed, right side. Sends it up far out of the reach of Jensen. Back the other way. Here come the Minutemen. Over the blue line looking. Shot, kick, save. Loeffler came way out of his net for that one. Cut the angle down on Matthew Carrara. Top of the blue line. Stolen away once again here by Haskell. Haskell sent it all the way down. Tillinghast grabs it. Shoots it up. Piper. One touch pass. Into the zone. Taken away there by Dunning. Dunning will flutter it all the way back down. Again, UMass's penalty kill here. Very good. Very aggressive. Stolen now in the corner. Centering feed off the stick. And now a foot race up that far side. Can Cash get there? Not in time. And it goes up into the bench of Metro and out of play here. 9:41 left to go in the second period. Still 2-1 in favor of UMass. Like to touch on our sponsors here for Metro State: Optimex Sports, Game Ready Fitness, Ryan House, Bocce Beer and Brats, and of course Prize Productions, providing all the broadcast equipment for Metro State. And no coincidence, Brendan Price here, owner of Prize Productions, good friend of mine. Happy to have him on the call. Face off. Won by Metro. Tillinghast, one touch pass back to Brandhorst. Side of the cage. Rose. Brandhorst far circle. Brandhorst centering feed goes off a stick. Lobulio Near circle. Tillinghast, one-touch pass far side. Brandhorst. Shot and a save there by Samuel York. We'll get a whistle here. 40 seconds left on the power play. Face off right at Jensen. Taken away by Piper there in that far corner. Piper trying to get a handle on it. Tillinghast with it. Looking. Shot low, went just wide. TJ McLeod with it now. Tied up in the corner. Braden Piper, the big defenseman. Fanned on the pass. He's going to have to retreat. Sends it in deep. Jensen chasing after it. Tillinghast. And a one-touch pass too far there for Piper, and it goes all the way down here. 10 seconds left to go on the power play. As Metro 0 for 3, but Tillinghast with some speed, drops it off, middle, looking. Cash couldn't get the shot off, and now back the other way. Here comes Bocelli. Bocelli has a 2-on-1, looking, backdoor shot. What a defensive play, it's still loose, and Luffler snags it. What a play there by Patty Luffler. And a better defensive play there as well. I couldn't see who the defenseman was. They came back and made that sliding play to take the pass away. Face off tied up there still in that circle. Taken away by the Minutemen. Turnaround feed, slot, shot, saved by Luffler again. 8:20 left to go. Face off, left of Luffler. Tied up one by the Minutemen. Another quick shot off a body, up and into the rafters. We'll get another whistle here. Face off again, left side of Luffler. Tied up, comes free, picked up by the Roadrunners. Sent up the near side into that corner that I can only place on the ice I can't see. And it's the centering feed paddled away there by Luffler. Again, right up the near side, a good forecheck there by Rose. Taken away by the Minutemen, near circle. Top of the point, sent in on net, kicked away by Luffler. I don't know how he saw that. As Rose, we have a 2-on-1 now. Brandhorst with speed. Brandhorst, right circle, looking, tries to center it. And Rose got tied up, nobody home, and we got a penalty coming up, a very late penalty call. And that's going to be on Ethan Rose. That was a very late call there. So second power play of the afternoon for UM coming up. Metro fans not happy about that one. .7:35 left in the second period here. Second power play of the afternoon for the Minutemen. Puck comes free. Taken away now, top of the point. Halunga puts a shot on, kick to the near side. Back in behind the net, up to the near circle. Rosa looking for a lane, shot and kicked away there by Luffler. Picked up again, fanned on the pass was Bocelli. Wraps it in behind the net, Carrera with it. Up the far side, taken by Halunga. Near side, taken away again, top of the point. Right circle with a lane, centering feed, shot and good block there by Jackson Tillinghast. The ultimate two-way player there, offense, defense, everything in between. Matt Clift, same thing, same way. Again, coming into this weekend, second in the BMHC on the PK. is this Metro State squad. And a couple players collide there to the middle. Backhand, side of the cage, went a little bit too far there for Halunga. And picked up Bocelli. Bocelli, far corner. Little saucer pass. Out to Dunning. Back to Dunning off his stick, out to the neutral zone. Tillinghast on the forecheck here. He'll go off for a change. Coming back the other way with some speed. Timothy Michelle. Side of the cage, shot, and another good block there by Margolis. Touched on that as well earlier in this game. Margolis, a 6'2" forward. Complementing the penalty killing unit right here. Top of the point. Michelle. Near circle. Picked up was Porter. Spin around looking for Michelle. Good diving play. Couldn't get it out though by Margolis. Near circle again. Porter with it. Looks cross ice. Penalty is over. And a good penalty kill there for Metro State. UMass got a few shots on, but nothing really Loeffler couldn't handle, or his defense couldn't handle. Tied up at the blue line. And a good hit there. Metro fans liking that. Pump the break was Haskell. Sends it up the near side. Porter with it. Or excuse me, that's Brendan Turgey. Glove down, back the other way now for Metro. Sends it in deep. Matt Clift on the forecheck. Chasing after it as well with Hussey. Hussey gets to it first. Cerruti. Far side corner. He's tied up by Hank Cash. Cash, another big forward there. Loose in front. Shot. Kick, save, rebound comes out. It's been the best opportunity for the Roadrunners here this whole period. Kept in by Tomlin. Looking cross ice. Good to see Gorsuch back on the ice. And he's ready to go. Glad he's okay. Gorsuch now sends it in deep. Takes a hit. Jensen on the forecheck. Lost a handle on it. Clift is there. Good hit there by Clift. Leaves it. Jensen. Shot on. Kicked away. Good defense there, getting a stick on. As Clift with it. Low shot off a foot. Goes wide. And we got another whistle coming up here. And it's going to be a cross check. They're both kind of skating away slow, but it is going to be a cross check on UMass. Specifically Michael Hussey. The fourth power play here coming up for Metro. And this will be a good time for one, I think. For over 60 years, Long Building Technologies has delivered custom solutions to make commercial buildings more efficient, secure, and cost-effective. Get your building on a power play today. Visit www.long.com. Fourth power play of the afternoon here for Metro. Shots are all tied up at 20 after that last flurry of chances. But again, the Roadrunners just not been able to solve this penalty kill for UMass. As McLeod brings it in. Clift, Lane, shot blocker save. McLeod again drops it off. Tied up in that far side corner, comes away with it. Jensen. Excuse me, that's Brandhorn. No, that was Jensen, excuse me. Jensen to the slot, shot just goes wide. Piper dumps it off. McLeod has a lane, shot right into the breadbasket there of York, and we'll get a whistle here. And the best power play here so far for Metro, their fourth of the afternoon, third of the period. Face off left of York. Tillinghast and Cash back on the blue line. Won by Metro. Tillinghast picks it up, looking for Cash. Cash sends it deep. We had a man taken down there in the slot. Checked off the puck. Comes free up the far side. Sent up and all the way down there by Haskell. 1 minute left to go on the power play for Metro State. Fan on the pass was Tillinghast, picked up by the Minutemen. Sharp angle shot, saved by Loeffler, and we'll get a whistle here. And Tillinghast wants that one back. Fans trying to will their team here to victory. Tillinghast with it, behind the net, 45 seconds on the power play. Tillinghast, cross ice feed, looking for Brandhorst. Brandhorst picks it up, has a lane, right circle, Brandhorst, shot! And it goes off the shoulder there, wraps all the way around. Now here comes Turgey. Turgey one-on-one, Turgey, toe drag between the legs there, and a good defensive play by Tillinghast there. Tillinghast and Peterson, rather. And somebody's lost their twig. I think it broke there. That's 13, Turgey. Rose, lane, Cash, looking, shot, blocker, save. Cash is there, sent all the way down. Luffler comes out, 7 seconds left to go. As Luffler's pass goes too far, and that's going to be an icing call. And effectively negate that power play. .2:14 left to go. Face off right of Luffler, tied up, won by the Roadrunners. Up the near side, a little too far for Ethan Rose there. Sent in deep, and a good hit right at the blue line there. There's number 24, Samuel Lally. And another good hit on Ethan Rose, or excuse me, that's Preston Tafoya. Physicality picking up a little bit here. Puck rattles around the far side, McLeod getting to it. Very patient, far circle. And a good hit there by Waldorf. Roadrunners pick it up. Up the far side, McLeod couldn't get a handle on it. And up the blue line, Labulio getting to it. And it's at this point in this hockey game this weekend where physicality's picking up, but man, both teams, you can tell, are tired. Minute 20. Pass bounced over Margolis' stick here. Fans want to remind you to stick around here for the second intermission report. Update you on this game and what's going on later on today. The Avs going to be in action here as we approach the 1 minute mark. Cash sends it around the near side, picked up Clift, couldn't settle it down. This ice surface is just not agreeing right now with Metro State. Man taken down, no call. UMass wanted that call here, their fans at least did. Pass blocked away. Offensive zone, comes Gorsuch. Again, Gorsuch takes a hit. Pass intended for Clift. Stolen away there by Halunga. Sent in deep there by Hussey. 20 seconds left to go. Gorsuch, his own defensive zone, far corner. Jensen picks it up, sends it up the far side. Good forecheck here by UMass. Top of the point, Hussey with it. Send it in deep. Up along that near side boards. Banked up but not out, but that'll do it for the second period of play. Same score, 2-1. Shots, though, tied up at 22 apiece. And kind of exactly where we saw this coming. Both these teams tired, but playing through it. Obviously good to see Colton Gorsuch come back as well. We're going to take a break, come back. I will bring you that second intermission report here. 2-1 after 2 periods of play. Metro's got some work to do in the third. We'll be right back here on Price Productions.
If you don't know what your values are, how do you make a good decision about your life?
Oh.
Part of the exercise that I do with my clients, because we start out with kind of a card deck with 52 values. First, they have to just select what even stays on the table and what just do you not
Goes away.
care about.
Okay.
Interesting, recognition is one that always gets rejected. They don't claim to value recognition.
Right. What are the
But
top 5?
Family is a big one. Either wealth or money usually ends up in that.
Is that considered
list.
a value?
It is question what you're aiming for in your life and what's important to you to have in life. I do want to have the money that I need to do the things I want and live the life I want. In that sense, wealth or money becomes a value. Community is a fairly common one that comes up with my clients. Who do they relate to in their larger world? A lot of these values overlap. Clients will instead choose relationships and say family and community fit into relationship. For some clients, education is a top value.
for 2. Excuse me, 2 over 2 on the power play. And take you back to the first period, those goal scorers, Jackson Tillenhast opened up the scoring just 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the first period, and then 6 minutes later, UMass answered with a goal there from Brian Turgey, and just 27 seconds later, Dominic Bocelli with the goal from Ethan Porter to give UMass a 2-1 lead after the opening 20 minutes of play. In that second period, wasn't a lack of action going on at all. It was a good, hard-hitting, more physical period. Metro came out, and they looked pretty good. Obviously, had those 4 power play opportunities. Couldn't get on the goal sheet, but getting the shots on goal, generating chances, sometimes that's just as good. You know, getting that momentum and being able to build for the third period. Yes, you still have some work to do, Pricer, but if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Metro State.
Yeah, and to that end, it's nice that I'm not playing troubleshooter, at least for the moment. No, I think the other piece of that for Metro State is, again, it wasn't that they didn't get good looks on the power play. They were right there. They forced the issue repeatedly, and it feels a lot like the Northeastern game on Saturday, where goal scoring is just at such a premium, and it's going to take something really good to beat one of these goaltenders down the stretch.
Absolutely, and I mentioned there in that period as well, or I think it was the first period, but all these teams from the East Coast play a very particular brand of hockey, and you saw it in Northeastern on Saturday. You're seeing it again here this afternoon, and Metro just trying to figure out and adapt to it, and I think they're doing a good job. Again, the ice surface, we've been kind of beat this to death, but the ice surface, a lot of bumps, a lot of cracks, a lot of edges. You saw a couple players blow a tire there, and you gotta play past that adversity. And if I'm Metro State, I'm just firing pucks at York in between the net. Some good opportunities there. And at this point, with the puck bouncing, you're not going to get a lot of good quality, settle down scoring chances. Just start throwing pucks at net, see what happens.
And to that end, I think the other thing, and this goes back to what assistant coach Zach Schwenk said on Friday when we were watching Providence and UMass at different points in the day. He said, the other thing is maybe a bit of an advantage that teams from the Northeast region have over the West region teams is, man, you go down their lineup card up and down. Those guys, UMass-Amherst, they can skate,
Absolutely.
They can move their feet, they've got the legs. And I think, again, we talked about the 4 games in 4 days. I think for UMass, it'll be really pivotal for them to come out and really step on the gas pedal in the opening 5 minutes. Get some insurance. Find a third goal if you want to try and get yourself a nice win to close out the Classic.
Absolutely, and obviously, I don't have to say this, but I'm going to anyway. Next goal is crucial.
Yeah.
If UMass comes out and is able to take a 3-1 lead, yes, a 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey. But for Metro State, you're having trouble kind of generating those quality scoring chances. It's going to be really tough to come back from 2 goals in 20 minutes to play. We saw it last night. It was really difficult. They did it, able to get a couple goals against GCU, but unfortunately fell a little bit short. It's not impossible. It's just very, very difficult to do.
Well, and to that end, that I think you had such a good game on Friday against Cal. You had that defensive, gut check goaltending duel on Saturday. And it's felt like over the last 3 days for Metro State that the offense, to your point, has been a little bit more intermittent and splash-tastic than it has been consistently generating, especially 5-on-5. And, you talk so much about the bounces that you do and you don't get. And Roadrunners 0 for their last 11 on the power play. I mean, this is a team that's so capable offensively. You look at something like that and go, how often are you going to have that, particularly, across a couple of games against good opponents? And so, you get done with 40 minutes, you throw all that kind of in the rearview mirror, and really it's one shift at a time if you're Brady Reynolds and the Roadrunners.
Well, and just on a injury note as well, I was able to sneak into the coach's room here during that intermission, talk to the coaching staff a little bit, and the athletic trainer about Colton Gorsuch. He's obviously playing. He's good to go. And it was just kind of it sounds like more of just a wind knocked out of you. Yeah, that was a tough hit. And let me tell you, too, it just, this isn't true, but it just seems like the boards are a lot harder there along those benches, and especially where that door is right where Gorsuch went into. So he got up, he skated off, he's okay. I also touched on the linesman here off to our left. Got kind of crunched up again right in front of the bench. He's also okay, little bruised up. He's going to have a nice little, souvenir after the game here today, a little sore, but he's okay. Gorsuch is playing. He is okay, which is great news for Coach Brady Reynolds and his squad, as Colton Gorsuch, the 6', 210 Windsor, Colorado native back on defense, is a pivotal cog in that defensive line.
Yeah, and again, you get the wind knocked out of you. That hurts anyway. It hurts more when you're on your 4th game in 4 days, right? Your body is already taking the hits, the bruises, and again, you talk about for Metro, it's one shift at a time, and for UMass, it's 5-minute chunks.
Exactly.
Win the first 5 minutes. All right, you've got that. Win the next 5 minutes. Get this thing over the finish line if you're the Minutemen to try and finish at 500 here in the class.
And I know Metro needs the points. So, as far as I'm concerned, even get it to overtime, see what happens. As we're getting ready to get underway here, and Patty Loeffler in between the pipes playing well. And I'll tell you one thing, too. Samuel York for Metro, for UMass, he's faced 22 shots and made 21 saves, and a lot of those have been scrambling in front of the net. He's doing a great job keeping an eye on the puck.
And we talked about that as well on Saturday, where Loeffler wound up making 48 saves and only allowing 2. And, that's what you want, right? You need a goaltender who's going to steal you some games, and in this juncture, it's keeping you in the game. And that's where Patty has been so far. And now the catch is going to be, can the Roadrunners find some offense? And boy, oh boy, you'd love to see it earlier rather than later if you were the white, navy blue, and red.
Absolutely. Well, Coach Brady Reynolds starting his big guns here. McLeod, Tillinghast, and I believe that's Labulio. And then back on defense, got Preston Tafoya, Henry Waldorf. As we begin the final 20 minutes of play here, possibly final 20 minutes of play. And I like this look a lot here. The aggressive forecheck. And we just saw it right there. We had 2 Roadrunners there heading into the defensive zone. As we get a shot paddled up and out of play there by Loeffler.
And Brady coaching the guys up behind the home bench. And to your end, I know Metro State, I think one of the things I like about them in particular is they seem to change the scheme depending on the personnel that's out there in terms of how aggressive they are on their forecheck. And I think at times what that does, especially you get to this juncture in the game, when you start to even tweak that scheme further and tell guys, hey, normally this is not a line that's going to forecheck hard. I want you to go hard. Try and dig the puck out of the corner. Teams may not be able to adjust to that on the fly.
No. And I also want to point out as well, I forgot to mention this earlier in the game, and here we are in the third. But the assistant coaches, it's another 2 good shots there for Metro. Kept in, Waldorf shot, tip goes wide. Picked up Tillinghast, right circle. Bad angle shot off the post. I don't know if that would have gone in, but good look. And again, like I said, putting pucks on net. Just throw it on, never know what happens. And as I was saying, I want to touch on the coaching staff here for Metro State as well. On, coaching forward, you have Zach Schwink. On defense, Rob Barbin, and goaltending, Jake Larson. And they do a fantastic job and know what they're talking about as well. So good coaching staff for Metro State. A lot of experience there. There's a trailer looking shot and a save. I didn't see any hands go up, but it looked good. That was a great opportunity by Cale Hall, and Samuel York with the save. Head coach there for UMass, Skip Welch, and assistant coach Ben Benton.
That in the offensive zone, sorry, Drew, for Metro there.
Okay.
Cale Hall filled the lane as the trailer, got a prime piece of real estate in the slot above the circles, and he was able to use the Amherst defender as a screen as well. It was a nifty piece of work for Hall, even though York made an even better club save to be able to track that puck.
Yep. I also want to touch on something here, too. I forgot to do it during the intermission report here, but I want to talk about Brought to Reality, honoring the life and legacy of one of our own, Nick Bales. Nick created an apparel brand called BTR as a way of combating challenges of mental health awareness, anxiety, depression, and suicide prevention. Will and Maria Bales, his mom and dad, turned BTR into a foundation, and through December 2025, have provided over 2,084 counseling sessions and contributed over $176,000 to help those who cannot afford it, with over 170-plus student-athlete seasons representing BTR. Let's not lose one more individual. Go to www.broughttoreality.com. We've talked about this the last 3 days. An amazing foundation, amazing organization. Will and Maria Bales, as you've touched on, they take the time to talk to every single one of these teams, and I'm just very proud to have them as a sponsor here.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's an awesome foundation. You'll see a lot of the guys with the BTR ribbon on their helmets. You see guys wearing BTR clothing, and it's something that, especially over the last couple years, it's been a partnership that the conference has really leaned into, and some of that, comes in at the Classic as well. And, you have teams like UMass. This is their first time out here at the BMHC Classic. And then on the flip side, you have, your repeat offenders, folks that are here every year, and they know, hey, especially for their guys that have not done this before, it's really an opportunity for them to say, hey, look, guys, like, we're going to have this experience, and you need to be prepared for it.
Absolutely.
Because, it can be very challenging and emotional hearing from Will and Maria, and guys have to get ready for that, and then they have to turn around and try and step between the lines and the boards for 60 minutes.
Absolutely. And, too, it goes beyond just the game of hockey as well. As a shot gets blocked, and now back the other way comes Margolis. Margolis, little move, gets around his man. Lost his footing. Nothing there. And puck's under Margolis, and we'll get a whistle. But it is very important. And you see the NHL taking a good initiative as well with, the Let's Talk. And it's important to me as well. And I just can't thank the organization enough. It's great to have them out there. And again, it goes beyond the game of hockey. We're all on the same team, and that's all that matters. Face off to the right side of York. Won by Metro, but stolen away now. Back in the defensive zone. Breakout coming. Up to neutral, to Foya. Looking for a pass in between the legs of a few UMass players. Comes free again. Margolis going to send it in deep. Up over the net. Picked up. And off a sticking out of play. Siegel with a good shot. Face off, right side of York. Tied up again. Comes free. Picked up by UMass. On the breakout. Good defensive play there by Waldorf. Bank pass a little too far for Tillinghast. UMass now flutters it up and down into the corner. Chased after there is Tafoya. He's on his man Samuel Lally. Up the near side, McLeod. Banks it off the board. Chased after by Labulio, into the defensive zone. Dearden with it. Dearden behind the net. Labulio and Tillinghast on the forecheck. Great job. Tillinghast stealing it away. Comes to the top of the point. Sends it deep off the stick of Labulio. And grabbed by the Minutemen in behind their own net. But again, another good forecheck. That's TJ McLeod trying to settle it down. And we had a man go down in the corner there. Another low shot blocked away.
The thing that makes this line so dangerous is that 200-foot effort. They just never stop working on the forecheck.
Yep.
And it allows them even here. McLeod's going to create a look. He's going to try and find a trailer in the slot.
And sent in deep there by Siegel.
They're about out of gas, though. They've been out there for almost a minute.
Tillinghast. And again, just the I don't know if it's the ice surface or exhaustion or anything like that, but getting those clean passes, the puck just seems to bounce. And that's so difficult.
Well, and I think on top of that, sometimes I think you see the legs mostly in the trying to get 0 to 60. Instead of it taking 2 seconds, it takes 3.5.
Yeah.
Or when you try and take that extra jump and accelerate into fifth gear, it's just not been quite there. And that's been true for either team so far this afternoon.
Good one-touch pass there to Margolis, and just throws it on net. Glove save there, 15-13. Left to go here in the third. But MSU starting off hot, leading the shot category right now, 27-23.
Yeah, and again, you talked about it before we came back for the third period, Drew, that it comes down to you'll find success when you put pucks on net. You can't score if you don't put the puck near the 4x6.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, I think the challenge, too, here for Metro State is you think about how Sunday went down early to Grand Canyon, battled back, and then it just felt like as time progressed, you started to kind of get in your own head a little bit.
And
what a move.
Driving to the net, and it goes in. And Didn't see what number that was. We'll see here in just 1 second. That's number 28, Elias Halunga, the Golden, Colorado native here. And we talked about that important next goal. And it's tough. You got like you said, win the 5 minutes there for UMass.
Close enough, right? 5:02.
And UNC now with some work to do here in the last 15 minutes.
And, you know, I love that what Halunga did there. Got to the outside, used his body, barreled up, got to the front of the net. And again, you see Patrick Loeffler enough. You get used to, you know he's going to come out. He wants to be aggressive. Yep. He wants to challenge, whether that's through a poke check. But he wants to get out to the edge of the crease. And as a forward, the way that you can combat that is you can then turn around and say, I'm going to power straight to the front of the net and take your space away as a goaltender before you can utilize it. And that's what Halunga did so well there. And it allowed him essentially to just jam the puck through Loeffler and into the back of the net.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing, too, is when I play, I'm usually a forward. And I'm not usually. I am a forward. Have you seen me play defense, Pricer?
I have not.
It's not very fun. I'm very bad. But as a forward, too, that's a play that I love to do. You drive the net, and as you mentioned, goaltenders love to come out, cut down the shooting lanes. You take it to them, you're making them very uncomfortable. And I'll tell you one thing, it's a play that my wife hates when I do it, because the one time I did it in a tournament last year, I went face first into the bar and had to get a couple stitches. So I know my wife isn't a fan of it, but it's a good play. And now again, Metro here, 14:07 to go. You're down by 2 goals. Again, worst lead in hockey. And it's not impossible here, but you got to figure something out. You got to stay aggressive. And if I'm Coach Brady Reynolds, I'm not as smart as him, but something I would do is just keep the pressure on. You can't just fall back and play defensively now.
Yep. Well, and to that end, the challenge in a 2-goal game is just, again, the virtue of chasing a multi-goal deficit is you can't afford to sit back and watch opportunities develop because, well, again, you look and go, you're at the 6-minute mark here in this third period, excuse me. Your power play has generated some good looks that just haven't found the back of the net.
Yeah.
And now you're doing it against where you can start to look at the clock and go, boy, if the legs weren't feeling it before, they're feeling it now.
Definitely. And it's a good opportunity here for Tafoya, right circle, lost a handle on it. And centering feed, nobody home off a stick, side of the cage, off a skate, top of the point. Metro trying to get a shot off. They do. That was Tafoya. And back in behind the net, Margolis couldn't get a handle on it. Chased after his cash. Waldorf puts it on, off a body, top of the point again, side of the cage, And Siegel just couldn't pull the trigger. Far circle, back up. Good offensive pressure there for Metro. And again, the bouncing puck, that's the ice surface, by the way. That is nothing else than the ice surface.
Yeah.
And that's been what's been really kind of screwing up Metro a little bit here this weekend. Not just today, this whole weekend. Bank pass kept in by Waldorf. Great job by him. Henry Waldorf, the newest Roadrunner, got 2 assists on Friday. His first with the squad. Here's Preston Tafoya in behind his own net. He'll leave it for Waldorf. Waldorf takes it away now. He gets pulled down, and that's going to be a penalty. That's going to be a tripping call coming up. So 5th power play of the afternoon for the Roadrunners. And once again, I'm just going to keep hounding this. Down by 2, you're on your 5th power play. Now would be a really good time for a goal.
It veers more towards the must-have portion of the spectrum than we would really like to have, given the way things have gone. And I think too, apart from today, or rather apart from today, I think the other piece of the power play finding some success is you want it to kind of get out of that funk. We've talked about it for their last 11. And, man, even with the game where it is today, you really want to see the confidence return, especially for the number 1 unit on the ice.
Absolutely. And speaking of the number 1 unit, Tillinghast drops it off. He has McLeod in front. Couldn't get the pass off. Top of the point, Matt Clift dropping back to defense right now. Clift. Pass gets knocked away and flutters out to the neutral zone. staying very aggressive here on the forecheck. Here comes Tillinghast. Cross ice feed. McLeod has a lane. McLeod looks. Shot. Score! TJ McLeod, the captain, on the power play. And we talked about it. Willed it into existence. McLeod pulls us back within one.
It's a goal scorer's goal for Tej there. Finally got a pocket of space on the left wing circle. Able to beat York on the blocker side, and I'll tell you, that's one that York is definitely going to want back.
York came out, I think, a little too far, didn't know where he was, and he left a little too much space there for TJ McLeod. He's not going to miss those very often. So, again, you're back within one here, 11:43, finally scoring on the power play. Get that monkey off your back, a big hit here along the near side. Margolis using that big frame, trying to push it off, see what the assists are here. I know Tillinghast. Yep, just Tilly. Okay. So McLeod, Tillinghast. Tilly with 2 points here. Goal and assist. And behind the net, centering feed and kept in. Great job at the top of the point there. And kicked out, though. That was Tafoya. Waldorf staying aggressive here. Margolis couldn't get to it. Well, back the other way. Sent down the near side. Boy, it just feels like it has been Metro's period here so far, aside from that goal there for UMass. Up the near side, pass too far for Siegel. And we'll get an icing here. 10:48 left to go here in the third period. Fans sell, buy, trade, and win. You may never outgrow your favorite sports, but you may outgrow your equipment. Your locally owned Play It Again Sports provides an easy way to sell your quality used sports and fitness gear and get paid on the spot or trade up for what you need now. Visit them at 13075 West Alameda Parkway in Lakewood, Colorado. Face off, left side here of Luffler. Linesman having a conversation here, asking the boys how their weekend's going. Probably not. Tafoya up the far side.
Wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking. Tafoya up the far side. Getting a couple changes here. Here comes O'Neill. O'Neill puts a shot on. Saved there by Luffler. And get another whistle. Fans, also, I want to thank everybody for tuning in all weekend. I know a lot of Metro fans usually watch the streams. They're here in person and love it, but want to welcome in and thank all of the visiting fans as well. Had a lot of fun here up in the booth interacting with everybody over the course of the weekend. Face-off won by UMass. Shot blocked. Rebound comes out. Another shot goes wide. Picked up there is Turgey. Turgey, turnaround shot, blocked away. Gorsuch trying to bank it up to Peterson. Goes too far. Back in the defensive zone now. Tomlin picks it up near corner. Tomlin over to Gorsuch. Little one-touch pass. Gorsuch picks it up far side. Still up the near side again. Peterson turns it around, goes out to the neutral zone. Chased after by Cerruti. Cerruti tossed it up to Turgey. Stolen away now by Metro. Another cross-ice feed. Turgey with it now. Turgey far side looking. Shot. What a save there by Luffler. And we're going to have a penalty on Metro.
Man, and that was reminiscent of the 2-on-1 Turgey had in the first period. Yeah. And he did the same thing. He waited, made the Metro State defenseman make a decision, and that was a really good shot, matched only by a better save. Yep. I mean, Turgey picked his spot. Loeffler just able to get a shoulder blade to it.
Yep. And Cooper Peterson, the guilty party for a boarding call, and visibly upset with himself heading to the box. Yelled a 4-letter word that we could hear up in the booth. And it sounded a lot like dang it.
Yeah.
9:40 left to go here in this one. This is the third power play for UMass. UMass with a good power play unit as well. Dropped it off. Rosa puts a shot on. Save. Piper in behind the net. Chasing after it is Margolis. Margolis gets it. Backhands it up but not out. Kept in by Cerruti. Cerruti, top of the point. Looking for a lane. Far side, back to Cerruti. Shot tip, they score.
I don't think it was tipped. I think Cerruti just sniped it over the blocker of Loeffler and into the back of the net.
Well, either way, I think, you know what, I think you're right. Cerruti First one through the handshake line. And goal from the defenseman on the power play. So each team with a power play goal here. I'm trying to figure out who got that second assist, Pricer. If you hear it on the PA, let me know.
I will do my level best.
It's the least you can do, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, 4-2 here, 9 minutes left to go in this one.
I mean, what a response by the Minutemen there. Metro gets a power play goal, pulls within one, and UMass hadn't generated a ton over the last few minutes, 5-on-5. They get a power play of their own, and Cerruti makes it count from the top of the slot.
Yeah, and apologies. Couldn't figure out the assist there, so I do apologize for any of the UMass fans watching. Is another good hit there at the blue line. That was Liam Scanlon. Puck goes down, kept in Tillinghast. Tillinghast rattles it around the near side. Waldorf picks it up near side. Waldorf sends it back in deep. There's McLeod and Tillinghast. Tillinghast gets it free. McLeod chasing after it. McLeod near boards. Up to Waldorf. Shot kick just wide. Good look. Tillinghast with it in the near side with Labulio. Up far side, looking back for Tillinghast. Nobody home. Centering feed, tip just wide. Waldorf again puts it on, blocked in front. Again, the pressure here for Metro. They're playing well this third period. Here comes McLeod. McLeod, right circle. Shot and the save there by York.
Almost looked like a half shot, half pass from McLeod. Just kind of winged it towards the goal crease. Best case scenario, it goes in the back of the net, whether it's on the first time of asking, or maybe a tip. But York able to hang with it nicely, make the stop.
As face-off one, shot by Clift and kicked away here. Tied up along those far boards. And it's good to see Metro. I know it's 4 games, 4 days. We've been harping on that, but they're still playing hard here, down by 2. Chased into the defensive zone is Tomlin. Kept in, Cash went through his legs. Here comes Piper. Piper sends it up, blocked away. Back the other way is UMass. Tomlin, near side, off the boards. Back up to the neutral zone here. Rattled in, offside here. Had to tag up. Luffler comes out to play it. Good forecheck and a good collision there here on the near side. The second little push there by Tomlin. Shot tipped up and out of play, and we'll get a whistle here. Fans, Colorado Media School is an American private institution that instructs students in all areas of the broadcast media industry. It is a comprehensive hands-on program where students are trained by broadcast media professionals currently working in the field. Thank you for the sponsor, Colorado Media School. Face-off won by Metro. Top of the blue line. Cale Hall with it, lost a handle. Peterson, shot tipped just wide. And it flutters in on York, and we'll get another whistle, another offensive zone face-off here with 6:40 left to go. And we have a whistle here. They're going to toss Jensen from the face-off dot. Went a little too early. Peterson steps in, ties up his man. Puck comes free. Chased after there is Hall. Hall tries to send it in deep. He's back out to the neutral zone. Turnaround shot by Peterson. Good look. 6.5 to go. Back up to the neutral zone here. Tied up was Tafoya. Flipped up, knocked down there by Hall. Good hand-eye coordination there. Hall fakes the pass, comes free. Right outside the blue line. Stolen away now by UMass. Into the zone. Backdoor attempt. Comes free. Shot and a save by Loeffler.
You know, with 6:09 to go, third period, 2-goal game, you might look back at that save as a game saver if the Roadrunners can get a lifeline here down the stretch.
Fans, hockey is about vision, discipline, and playing the long game, and so is your financial future. At Sagent, we help advisors and clients build smarter strategies for what's next. Experience wisdom, integrity, and innovation at work. Learn more at www.sagientfs.com, SAGIENTFS.com. Sagient is proud to sponsor the ACHA athletes participating in the Big Mountain Classic Showcase, as we had another ejection from the face-off dot there. Won by Metro State. Stolen away, right circle, backdoor. Fanned on the shot, though. Just wasn't right on. And fluttering puck back. Stolen away once again, front of the cage. Knocked away by TJ McLeod. Bank pass, and kind of took Labulio by surprise. There won't be an icing, though. Labulio's there, Tillinghast there. Sorry about that, Pricer.
No, I was just going to say, I don't think Labulio expected that puck to get to him. And I can't say I blame him. It had to skip past McLeod and an Amherst guy. Wow, good work from Piper there in the neutral zone. Made sure that that wasn't a breakaway.
It looked like it could have been. Waldorf up the far side here. Cross-ice feed stolen. That is a turnover, but offside. And the frustration there from Sean Brown.
Saved by the bell on that one. That's one of those passes that, you know, again, we talk about adjustments, and there's a level adjustment there. That's the kind of pass that it's not going to get you in trouble all the time at the high school level.
Yeah.
It'll get you in a world of trouble at this level.
Absolutely. Face-off won by UMass. One-touch pass stolen away now. Here comes Hall. Hall, left-handed defenseman, tries to get the pass over. It's stolen away. And a good collision there up along the blue line. Taken away now. Down that near side, Lally. Backhand, drops the shot off, or drops the pass off, excuse me. Hall tries to flip it up and out, unable to. And it goes up into the netting and out of play here with just under 5 minutes to go. And I just want to invite you to stick around as well for the post-game show here. We'll recap this one and tell you what's to come here for Metro State and what's at stake with playoffs looming right around the corner and a big game coming up Friday afternoon. Face-off, clean win there by Metro. Centering feed, though, by UMass. Stolen away. Slot, looking, shot, kick save, Luffler. And the goalie gets ran there. It looks like it was Tafoya.
Yeah, it was a three-car pileup. I don't think that there was any intent from anybody. They just all got caught fighting for the same real estate on the ice. What a hit on Siegel. My goodness.
And back the other way now. UMass, one-touch pass over the blue line. Sharp angle shot, kicked away to the corner. Rebound comes right back out. That was the defenseman, Tommy Michel. Margolis sends it up, not out. Top of the point, Cerruti. Shot, save. No, rebound, they score. My apologies. Luffler went down like he had it, but it looked like it went right down to the 5-hole.
I think to your point, Drew, I think he stopped the first redirection, and then the second one through the tip or through the sprawl was what snuck through the wickets.
And headed through the handshake line first is Jack O'Neill, the 5'9" forward from Mansfield, Massachusetts.
A little bit of a whodunit on the goal there. And if you're UMass, you're not much going to care who done it. You're going to care that you're on the board, and 4 minutes to go now, a 3-goal game. You've made that mountain that much taller to climb for Metro State.
Yeah, and if you're Metro here, yeah, you're down 3-4 minutes to go here. Obviously, keep playing hard, but just build something to move past on here. As Cash fans on the shot, Jensen, sharp angle shot, save, rebound picked up, centering front of the net, still loose in the slot there. And Cash collided. Cliff picks it up, turnaround, fire, shot, rebound, bounces back out top of the right circle. Tillinghast, one-timer goes wide, rebound again. Good pressure here by Metro. Tillinghast looking, shot blocked, comes out. Cash unable to keep it in though. What a series of events here. Now back the other way for UMass. Right circle, nice move, but a better defensive play there by Tomlin. Brandhorst picks it up, brings it over the blue line. Behind the back pass there, Tillinghast a little too far. Tillinghast centering feed. Oh, he had Rose, just nobody there. Tomlin picks it up, dumps it off, stolen away by Haskell. Haskell's shot goes high and wide. Up and out of play here for whistle at 2:51 mark. Give me a chance to catch my breath a bit.
Yeah, a little bit of end-to-end action here in this third period. And Metro State, again, you like the response there on that shift. He's sustaining the O-zone for 30, 40 seconds, and I think Brady Reynolds is going to take his time out here.
And we'll take one with him here. 2:51 left to go. 5-2 UMass. We'll be back after this on Price Productions. .251 left to go here in the third period of play. Metro State, some work to do. Coach Brady Reynolds called the timeout there. Had a convo with the boys. And Pricer, you and I were up here during the break talking about what we think he's saying, and probably the verbiage not safe for work, but you know, I have to imagine he's telling the boys, keep playing hard, build momentum going into this weekend. Honestly, like I just said, it's a big game coming up on Friday. Well, you want to finish strong here.
And I think part of that, too, is over the last couple shifts, we've seen the Minutemen really take advantage of. Metro's tried to go up the boards to clear the zone, and they just, it's that case in point, right? You try and clear it up the boards, you're unable to get the job done, allows UMass another opportunity to enter or get a shot on goal. And I think that's kind of, in my brain, right, that would be an area of focus, is those pucks have got to get past the blue line.
Yes. And it's, again, we talked about, there's a lot of factors that go into this. Again, I'm very much on the side of just how much the puck has been bouncing. You can't get those clean passes.
Yeah, and that's been, you know, incredibly difficult even here. I mean, it feels more often than not that guys are trying to collect a puck that's just not staying down flat on the ice. It's bouncing and rolling all over the place as Tilly's got a good one-on-two look here.
Tillinghast drags it all the way to the near side. Bouncing pass, back at the blue line, backhanded in by McLeod. And I have a feeling these 5 players are probably going to spend the rest of the time here on the ice. Get your big guns out. Top of the point, Tomlin tries to send it in deep. Tillinghast there on the forecheck. Good play there by Tomlin, and tying his man up along the boards.
Nice
Picked
shift
up
for him.
Oh, yes. He's had a really good game here. Back the other way. Take a shot there. That was Sean Brown, and a save by Luffler. They finally blow the whistle there. The minute left to go here. And as we approach the end of this game and the end of the BMHC Classic, I want to give another big thank you and a big shout out to the media crew here with Metro State. Brandy Rose, Lexi Burns, Jaylee Kennedy, and Jake Kendall Perry for all of your hard work. Managing social media, getting interviews set up and ready to go. Getting our media guide completed made our job a heck of a lot easier here this weekend. You all do a fantastic job, and if by chance there's any professional teams listening or anybody listening that knows any, check out their work. They deserve a good break and a good opportunity because they do a fantastic job. Also want to say a big thank you here as well to you, Mr. Price, for all of your hard work and your production company and providing the equipment, troubleshooting problems, et cetera, et cetera. Always great to work with you, Pricer, and I really appreciate you.
Yeah. No, we want to make sure that, again, the Classic is a phenomenal, opportunity for all of these teams and everybody, and we want to make sure that that is not an opportunity lost simply because folks can't be in the building. So, again, like I mentioned on the top of the broadcast, I know we had some frame rate issues in the first period. We'll get this bad boy re-uploaded for everybody by the end of the day, so that you've got a nice clean broadcast feed to watch at home. And you get a 5-2 UMass win here today, Drew. And again, you start with the Minutemen, and it's a really, really good way for them to close out their first trip out here in the Classic with a gutty win. The scoreline doesn't necessarily, I think, reflect the game. This was 2-1 going into the third and really opened up down the stretch, and a good win for UMass as a whole.
Yep, absolutely. And again, want to say thank you to all the sponsors for the BMHC, all the sponsors here for Metro State, Optimax Sports, Game Ready Fitness, Rhinehouse Bocce Beer and Brats, and of course Prize Productions here. And all the hard work that everybody puts in here around the rink. Scratch players running the scoreboard and PA and doing the score sheet, and everybody here at the Ice Center at the Promenade doing a great job. There's a lot of hard work and a lot of small details that go into these tournaments and these games, and it's a lot of work, and it doesn't always get noticed. So just want to give a big thank you to everybody else. Also want to give a big thank you to my coworkers here at Prize Productions. Claire Kostelnick had her Friday, Saturday running camera, social media. She's fantastic. Always one of my favorite people. I'm going to give a big thank you to Isaiah Cordova, Courtney Whitlow, Douglas Sheffield as well, and the whole crew for all of your guys' help over the weekend. And outcome's not what we wanted the last 3 nights for Metro State, but a fantastic showing, and boys should be proud of themselves. Take a few days off, have some well-deserved rest before a big game coming up on Friday.
Yeah, and that's going to be the key, right, is you want to take the lessons you learned from this weekend, get the win over Cal, which, again, not many teams can say they've got one of those in the piggy bank at home. And you point out that they have an important weekend coming up in conference play. The Roadrunners right now, they sit 4th. They are tied with Wyoming for 3rd place. Now, the caveat is they're tied on points.
Yes.
Well, Metro State has 2 games in hand on top of their head-to-head meeting against Wyoming on Friday, and so the scenarios are pretty straightforward in that sense. If Metro State beats Wyoming on Friday, they will clinch the 3 seed. They will play on the road at DU on Saturday in the conference semifinal playoff game on February 6th. If Metro State loses to Wyoming, they have to at least get 3 points in back-to-back meetings with DU on the 24th and the 25th. Likely that they would have to sweep. The difference there is Metro would then stay as the 4 seed and wind up playing in the play-in game on Friday night, February 5th.
A lot of things coming up here on Friday night, and that's a big one against Wyoming, as you said, Pricer. There's a lot to play for here. It's appreciate that. Thank you. We got the compliments up in the booth. That's makes me feel really good.
There you go.
Pricer, it's a big game on Friday,
Yep.
and obviously it's just about getting things ready to go mentally, physically after a long weekend like this, and get ready for playoffs. And it doesn't matter who you're playing, doesn't matter what happens. You just want to be ready for playoffs.
Yep.
And ready to go. So, I want to just emphasize that, this weekend you won Friday against Cal, the only team to beat Weber State, which is amazing. But it's a lot coming up here, and you want to make sure you're prepared for it. I know head coach Brady Reynolds, same thing. He wants to make sure he's prepared and he's ready, and that's all you can do is just coach to your best. And once you get the playoffs, anything can happen.
Yep, we've seen that, especially over the last couple of years in the BMHC playoffs. Anything can happen in the postseason. What matters is that you get there, and when you get there, you're ready to go.
Absolutely here, and let's take you through the goal scorers really quick from this one. We'll start in the first period. Jackson Tillinghast got off to a hot start, 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the game, unassisted. Roofs it, made it 1-0 in favor of Metro State. Moving on later on in that period, as UMass able to get a couple goals here from Brendan Turgey, and 27 seconds later, Dominic Bocelli with an assist there from Ethan Porter, and it was 2-1 after 1 period of play in favor of UMass. Moving on into the second, no scoring for either team in that one, and remained 2-1 after 40 minutes of play. Moving on into the third, UMass would get a little insurance goal there from number 28, the Colorado native Elias Halunga, as they extended it to 3-1, but then that was answered by the captain, TJ McLeod from Jackson Tillinghast, 4 minutes later, and you felt the momentum kind of start to shift a little bit here as the Roadrunners put a lot of pressure on. Unfortunately, a couple minutes later, another goal was scored there, tipped in front, Jackson Cerruti, and actually, apologies, it was just a clean shot, just got past Loeffler, and that's kind of when the wind got taken out of their sails, and then another late goal there by Jack O'Neill sealed the win there for UMass. Both teams scored on the power play here tonight. UMass 1 for 3, MSU 1 for 5 in this one. Taking the 3 stars of the game here, selected by, man to my right, Brendan Price. Number 3 star, Patrick Loeffler, played very well. I know there's a 5 spot up there, but he played all 4 games this weekend, played well in all 4 games this weekend, and rightfully deserves, I think he deserves that 3rd star.
Yeah, absolutely. 35-plus saves for the 3rd game out of his last 4. He had a great game, and, you know, goaltending, the name of the game. The 2nd star was Sam York. He coughed up 2. One of them, you know, and really did so at moments of the game, early in the 1st, late in the 3rd, gave his offense time to really recover, take form, and get Amherst the win. And then the 1st star, it's got to be the Colorado kid for UMass.
Absolutely, yeah.
Elias Halunga, who wound up scoring the game winner.
Yeah, and what a play and what a kid. You know, this whole roster up and down for UMass was really fun to watch, and every team that we saw play this weekend was really fun to watch. So very fortunate. Pricer, I want to thank you for letting me be here, providing the equipment, and big thank you as well to Metro State, Brady Reynolds, assistant coach there, Zach Schwink, Rob Barbin, Jake Larson, for all of this opportunity, and I love being here. We still have some hockey left to play.
Yep, got one more weekend in the regular season and then on to the playoffs, and a big thank you for everyone to tune in here today.
Well, I think that's probably going to do it for us here. We'll get off the air so you fans can tune in and watch the Avalanche game, or listen to it on the radio here. The Avs getting ready to take on the Capitals down at Ball Arena here in just about 10 minutes or so. Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in, and thank you to the broadcast staff and all the staff that helped participate. Once again, final score, UMass 5, Metro State 2. MSU back in action on Friday in a big game against the University of Wyoming. Once again, I'm Drew Gallagher. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.